Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. We'll keep this. This week we're practicing our Amulet Dinos featuring Terror of the Peaks. The Amulet Dino deck is got this similar setup as Primeval Titan, but we're using Dinosaurs as some of our key combo pieces in our payoffs. What we're trying to do is get a cheap Ghalta out via Pugnacious Hammerskull and Wayward Sawtooth on the early turns. And we've added Terror of the Peaks over Registar Alpha to go straight 12 to the face if both cards are out, and not have to just worry about giving it haste and attacking. And our nice little, man, we have such a weird hand. I think we're going very slow. Belligerent Yearling is we're going further down the jank route with Belligerent Yearling. That we're going to get down on turn 2 ideally, and then start running out these big fatties to get in early damage. 5, make it because its power becomes the power of whatever enters the battlefield. So if it's a Ghalta, ideally, then it becomes 12-2 Trampler. If it is just a Pugnacious Hammerskull, then we get, obviously, it becomes a 6-2 or a 5-2 for Wayward Sawtooth. So that's the idea there. Let's see. Phylogeny Archaeologist. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a non-creature, non-land card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter. Alright, so got a counter. We see an Atraxa. Alright, so we're up against Graveyard Shenanigans. How do we get... an untapped red source would have been ideal. Add 1 mana of any color. So we can go ahead, we can tap this for, we can tap this for a green. Get down a bounce land just so that we have it. Or do we want to save the bounce land? Alright, I'm gonna try this. If anything, we can put a Slayer Stronghold down. What do we want to do? Boros Garrison or Selesnya Sanctuary? Alright, well, at least, I mean, we could have done that last turn with the Slayer Stronghold, but... Or, sorry, we couldn't have without, because we needed the green source. So that was a nice... The Mycosynth Gardens also synergizes really well with Amulet, of course. And they're going to get back the Atraxa. That's fine. Everything's fine. we're going to be just fine. It's got haste, and they get to refill their hand. And lifelink. Alright. Do we see the cards that they get? Ephemerate. Hey, that seems like a pretty good a card off the top. Alright, so this is the first time I played this deck. I've heard it's like the best deck. Right? We can block. Preserve our life total. Now they're going to Ephemerate the Atraxa. Do it again. I've heard this is one of the best decks in Modern. I've yet to play it, so this is kind of cool. Again, and they get to do it again next turn. Oh, man. Alright, well, we have Tormod's Crypt to hold down the fort from the sideboard. We're about to go get an amulet. Can we be fast enough with an amulet? Can we do a double amulet next turn and then multiple land drops into a Ghalta and then just not care about what our opponent's doing? You can see why Primeval Titan is in a better position, because they can get there through Valakut Burn in the right spots. Oh, and a Grief. Yeah, when you draw all the cards, well, that's going to put a damper on our plan. Probably going to take this Wayward Sawtooth. And we really needed the Wayward Swordtooth in order to make 2 land drops next turn to have any sort of chance at this game. Oh, so the rebound spell? I think they just get it. Oh, they took the yearling. Okay. Wonder why. Just whatever. Maybe they have some other. They just don't know what to do with the dinosaurs. They're just so powerful. They're in awe. No, they're so janky they don't have any idea. Oh, Cavern. That was not what we wanted to see. Okay, so we can make a construct. That seems pretty good, right? I think we just want to be all the manas that we can. Dinosaur tribal. Alright, so we have a mana floating. We can play this. And then I think we return. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we can return this to our hand. Play the Wayward Swordtooth. We still only have 1 land drop, and it's Mycosynth. If we want to do, so we can go Mycosynth Gardens. And make a copy of the Amulet of Vigor. But that's our last land. That's our land drop for the turn. So. We could also give it Vigilance and Haste, and we can't attack anyway. Alright, so we'll make. I think we still want to return the green one to our hand, just in case. And unfortunately, we're done for the turn, because we made our 2 land drops. I mean, we'll just. No, we're done. Alright. And why didn't they target the Atraxa? It's interesting. I guess because they want to attack, maybe. I'm just chatting with my opponent a little bit. Well, so they got rid of the Pugnacious Hammer Skull with, I don't even know, I wasn't paying attention. Alright, here's a Ghalta. Is it going to, man, how did they get rid of it? Solitude, probably. Let's see. So we put down Selesnya Sanctuary. We can make 2 land drops, so that's good. So we can make. How can we do this? Is there a way we can win this turn? Probably not. Vigilance and Haste. So we need 2 land drops, and we need to get a Ghalta down. So this is that. And we don't have the double green for the Ghalta anyway until we get. Alright, so we have to make a second copy of the Amulet of Vigor. Okay, and then we still don't have the mana though. We have 1, so this is going to cost 7. We're going to get this down and get 4, 5. So we could have done it at the end of the turn then. We should have done the math earlier, but you know, math and me. Let's see. So we can go. We'll get 5 mana, and that'll make this. This right now cost 7, so that's not going to be good enough. Man, we really could have used that Pugnacious Hammerskull to stay. I mean, they have all the cards in the world. They probably have multiple Solitudes, Griefs, anything, right? So, I mean, we're playing like we have a chance here against a deck with a 7/7 flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, and a handful of cards. But, you know, you got to play to your outs, right? So now what we have set up for next turn, even a hasty Ghalta, right? Hitting for 12 is just not going to do it when your opponent's at 33. Terror of the Peaks plus a hasty Ghalta isn't going to do it. I mean, we'll see what we draw. We get 2 land drops. If we can draw, even, I mean, as you see the power of the Pugnacious Hammerskull in the battlefield still gives us the Ghalta this turn, and even maybe a hasty Ghalta this turn, so. And they also just have straight up Solitude mana. Okay, well, Wayward Sawtooth. We can make multiple land drops. Too bad we can't draw multiple cards. How can we go about this the right way? Alright, so we're going to put that on the stack. We're just going to go off and hope that, even if we, I mean, we're just dead, but we're going to go off just for the reps. Because this is a complicated deck with a lot of clicking. And if you misclick, then, you know, you can be out of, yeah. Misclicking can cost you the game, obviously, in any deck, but it's certainly with this one. We're going to make all the manas. I just don't know if I got to make sure to do this right. All right. So we can make another land drop? I was going to say I was going to hopefully haste up a few things, but I don't have the mana for it. Here comes the Solitude. Yep. Oh, you know, we got to do our fun things. All right, we'll scoop it up. I mean, we got to do some really fun stuff. So we'll. That's the best. I mean, it's so much fun. I don't know, just getting that Ghalta down. You see the power of it. It is turn 5, which is pretty slow, and it's not an Amulet Titan, which I don't know if that would have won us the game or not. But Anyway, let's go to game 2, hopefully. Our opponent's nice and chatty. I like that. Good game opponent, and your deck looks fun. Anytime you can get to play... I mean, you see the big fatties I'm playing. So, of course, I would love to play Atroxa, too. That card is super fun. Alright, why aren't we sideboarding yet? There we go. What do we want to bring in? Tormod's Crypt. I mean, I hate to cut anything, really. The One Ring is great, but is it too slow? I don't know. I mean, it helps us dig for answers, explore, it helps us make extra land drops, so there's a Boreal Grazer. Maybe we go down and one Terror of the Peaks and keep the Boreal Grazer. Alright, well, we have the Tormod's Crypt. Will we see it in our opening 7? To help hate out what they're doing. No Amulet, no Boreal. Sorry, we do have an Boreal Grazer. No Amulet, no Tormod's Crypt. We do have a way to make a third multiple land drops. But I think this is too slow. There's a... Okay, well, this is the Amulet of Vigor. We have the Saga to get another one, or to go get the Tormod's Crypt. So we're going to put... I think we have to... I mean, we have the combo in hand, right? So we go Saga, Amulet of Vigor. Do we put the Terror of the Peaks on the bottom, or do we want to try to go off in one turn with Terror of the Peaks? And trust we draw a land. We have not been good at drawing lands. Alright, well, that pains me. It pains me, but that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we are on a clock, though, because they can get their graveyard shenanigans online before we can get an Urza Saga. Sorry, that's hard this morning. Before we can get the Tormod's Crypt with the Urza Saga. So that's, I mean, I don't feel great about where we're at based on that. Is it a Thoughtseize? Is it a Double Grief? Prismatic Ending. Boo and hiss. Boo and hiss. Alright. Fair enough, opponent. Fair enough. Now we're left, really, behind the 8-ball. But we did draw another Amulet of Vigor. Alright, so our plan is still Urza Saga for the Tormod's Crypt. Do we want to go Gruul Turf, bounce the Urza Saga into a Boreal Grazer? I think we have to take the whole turn off, just to make sure they can't, just to get our graveyard hate. I haven't played against the deck enough, but it's a 2-mana spell, so if we take a whole turn off, they could fill their graveyard this turn, and the next turn they could go get the pieces they need. So we'll float the mana. We could just go get another... How greedy are we, though? If we go get another Amulet, we can go turn 1, we'll go Gruul Turf, tap, get 4 mana. Play the Grazer, return the Gruul Turf, play it again, go tap, Pugnacious Hammerskull. After saying we really needed to get that Tormod's Crypt, now I just want to get another Amulet and race. Alright, we're going to do another Amulet. We don't have any lands, so that's the problem. Alright, I'm just quietly waiting to see what we end up with mana-wise. I'm really hoping for a turn 3 Ghalta, but I'm afraid to do the math because I think it's probably not going to happen. Alright, moment of truth. I think we're going to be one short. Ah, so close. We need 4 mana. Sigh. Do we have another land drop? We do not. Oh, that makes me sad. Man, alright, one short. And how could we have done that differently to get to there on turn 3? If we had bounced There's a Saga, maybe? I don't think that would have worked either. Fatal Push. Then we're really behind the 8-ball if they Fatal Push, because this is 6 mana essentially. Tainted Indulgence. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Okay. And it is a Grizzlebrand. So yeah, we're going to get punished for the greedy play. Getting punished for the greedy play. And that's okay. I mean, we could have taken the right line. We could have taken it slower and been left with no lands and a Tormod's Crypt to fight against what they're doing. Yep. Alright, let's see what they can get up to. I mean, look, that is some undisciplined play is how you would describe it, but at this point I don't care. It's a practice match, and part of the practice match for me is seeing what the deck can do. That was a turn 3. I could have done the math. Anyway, I'm not gonna feel bad about trying to get the double amulet so we can get the Ghalta down. Clearly, the Tormod's Crypt was the right play to prevent these kind of shenanigans from happening. But, you know. And they're going to take our Ghalta. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to keep talking with my opponent. I don't ever really know if I should ask about posting it or not, but you know, now we're gonna lose our one piece of action. Oh well, it is what it is, and I think they ephemerated their Grizzlebrand too, so they get it back next turn. Oh well, the dream continues. They get to draw more cards, which is great for them. And we are probably going to get a land, maybe? What's our best draw? Our best draw would be a Wayward Swordtooth. Even then, hey, it's a Wayward Swordtooth. Even then, we're not really. We can make multiple land drops, but they just get bounced to our hand. Oh, the pain. The pain. We're going to play it out, though, because we need the reps. Oops, we need to return this to our hand now. And we have so much manas. So many manas. Alright, well, we're not dead yet. we will block the Grizzlebrand. I mean, the opponent is going to have 14, 15 cards in hand, so us not being dead yet is just a matter of time, right? Unless they totally hard whiff on everything. Seems unlikely. Well, let's think about the Tormod's Crypt play. Obviously, we should have gotten the Tormod's Crypt. We'd still be in a situation where we aren't having any lands on the battlefield, and with only a single Amulet of Vigor, so we wouldn't have been able to even cast a Wayward Swordtooth there. Now, is that better than having our opponent draw a bazillion cards and kill us in other ways? Yeah, probably. Because our deck plays a lot of lands. The chances of us drawing a non-bounce land are pretty high. And when you're fighting against a graveyard deck, and you have you want to have your graveyard hate in place in order to have a chance. So, see what we draw here. Another Ghalta. Hey, that's not a bad draw. It's just not going to be enough for to fight what our opponent's up to, probably. We're going to play this whole game without any lands on the battlefield. I mean, we don't even... yeah, anyway. We'll get the Ghalta down. They will draw 7. And then probably have a Solitude or some way to answer it. This Wayward Swordtooth is so far away from attacking. No other land drops. A hasty Ghalta there. Like if we had drawn Ghalta, I mean we had to hit the Wayward Swordtooth, right? A Boros Garrison, not Boros Garrison. What is the hand where battlements? I can't remember now. But the one that gives it with 1 white, 1 red haste, that would have been 18, 20 damage. See what if they're just, I mean, from our opponent's perspective, hopefully they don't have anything. We'll kill them, obviously, so we go to game 3. But I'm sure they're going to have fun playing their deck regardless, and even if, getting an Atraxa down here or something like that, and, that is okay with us. We're here to have fun. I don't want to early scoop, especially for an opponent who's friendly. Let them have their fun. We clearly are very invested in us having our fun. Tormod's Crypt. I still think, look where we would be if we had we would have shut off their graveyard shenanigans once, and who knows what else they have in their hand, because now the way we've drawn, we're looking at 0. We wouldn't have been able to cast anything if we had taken Tormod's Crypt. And now we have lethal on board. They can't draw with Grizzlebrand until they'll gain life, but we do have lethal on board. If that had been a Terror of the Peaks, we wouldn't have been able to cast it. Never mind. I was going to say maybe there was a world in which we could have strung together enough cards that we could have won there. But now they're up to 23, and we can hit for 18, and that's just not enough. We're dead on board, so I don't even think we brought in the Shadow Spear. But if we did, that would be a good draw. I don't think we did. And now, what do we have? What's in their graveyard? Solitude, they could get back. That would be good. Goryo's Vengeance on Solitude even is good. Prismatic Ending. Okay. What do we draw? We're due a land, so I imagine, yeah. And we're due a bad land. Well, we'll swing in with the old 12-12 and go out with no lands on the battlefield. All right, well, we'll get our hit in, scoop it up. Fun games. Nice opponent. Good luck, opponent. Shout out to Norminho10 for being friendly. Seems like a really fun deck, powerful deck. Get to do a bunch of broken things, which I enjoy. All right, for CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, cyclesgaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.